His keyboard is weird. We can both agree on that.
Amazing. You can't handle the programming.
I can't handle it, no.
MLG skills, half mechanical, half not.
Really?
So the other half is organic?
I feel like that may actually be what it's called if it's not mechanical.
Really? So it's made of like living sponge and coral.
It may as well be. They feel awful.
They do. Are we live?
Yeah.
Mechanical keys are bad.
Awesome.
Not bad.
Well, I'm sure people will let us know in a tick if we're not. But good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to what is now episode 17 of HACT Live.
I think.
As ever,
Probably.
I'm Matt. This is Glenn. This is Blair.
Hey.
Lou. And Stephen Colbert debuted on the Tonight Show this week. Took over for David Letterman. Anyone catch that?
Nope.
Anyway, he's 16 episodes behind us, so we could offer him some tips on how to do this thing.
Yes, it's pretty new to that whole showbiz.
Yeah, exactly. Colbert Report only ran for 7 years.
Right.
It's not very long. Anyway, thanks for joining us this afternoon. We've had a massive week.
It's been good.
I think it's because it's spring. I don't know. Like the new season, it's been good.
Get out of the trenches.
Yeah, I think so. And out of trench coats and into summer wear, spring wear. It's spring. It's not very. Yeah, it's still a coat. That's true. As ever, guys, if you want to chat to us and shoot in your tech and other project-related questions or hack-related questions,
Twitter.
do so on Twitter at hacked_IO or jump onto the web IRC client on the other half of this page. Yeah, that half, and fire away in there. Glenn's going to be manning the IRC for us in the server.
Check out what's here. Look what I did, guys. Look.
Did you do a thing?
I did do a thing.
Oh wow, it's white.
Ooh. And doesn't it look better for it? It does.
It does.
So
I'm gonna wear as many white t-shirts as possible on Thursdays now.
But you know what doesn't look that great?
What's that?
The HACT.io Twitter part. It doesn't pop enough against the.
It's a bit dark.
So,
It's a bit
firstly,
dark.
you're wrong, and secondly, what I was actually going to talk about on this episode was that I feel like, well, after episode, what did we say, 16 now?
17.
17?
Episode 16 was the episode we can't talk about till it's fixed.
Yeah, so I figure we're doing this enough now, and it hasn't burnt and crashed in a fire, that I may go through and do an actual interface overhaul and set up some craziness so it's, interactable and stuff like that.
That's
Do
cool.
an actual setup.
I'd like a panel where I can do like zany, annoying radio noises
You're never
after
getting that.
comments.
You're never getting that.
Well, I will make terrible puns until my demands are met.
What I can do is give Glenn and myself a mute button. That we can do.
To mute yourselves.
No, we'll give us all lapel mics, and it's just a mute Matt button. So when we can see it coming, we just go, nope.
I feel like-
save the audience
I
from
feel
the
like-
atrocity that will be the pun that comes out of your mouth in the following seconds.
I feel like more microphones would just like increase our risk of audio issues. Like it would just
no,
go wrong.
three mics isn't fun.
3 mics too close together.
Oh, lapel mics would be okay. Like if you set them up properly.
I think we should get another one of
Yeah.
these, which I have.
Aim them at each
and
other.
put them next to each other.
Just feedback loop everything.
I do feel
and
like
then
they
put
want
your head
to.
between them and be like, "Hello."
There's a name for that. Yeah, it's like, you know how you have like monophonic and stereophonic audio? So those are based on channels?
Stereosonic?
Stereophonic.
Stereophonic.
Yeah, is that what did I actually say stereosonic?
You said phonic.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Be quiet, mate.
Alright.
So there's one.
Not
where-
scopic.
There's
Sorry,
there's
get
one.
back on topic.
Yeah, there's one where you use two microphones that essentially act as ears, and I think it's called holophonic. It's called holophonic.
Yeah.
And essentially what it does is, it uses them as the out channels. So that when you listen to it, it actually goes in each ear, so you have positional audio. Yeah. It's quite
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah, so
And
you can
then
have
if
you can
do
make
it
it sound
with
like something
7,
buzzing around you.
Then you can have 7 channels.
You
of
have 2
audio.
ears. It doesn't make a difference.
7 channels of audio.
No,
That's how surround sound works.
that's not 7 channels. That's outputs.
7
That's
channels.
5.1, isn't it?
5.1 has 6 channels of audio. 5 on audio and 1 on sub.
Yeah. Oh, it's still you can you can still put whatever you want out of a sub. It just won't sound as good. I had just my sub plugged in yesterday. Didn't realize. I was like, then someone messaged me on Skype, and instead of it going, it was like, whoop. I was like, that was a very odd sounding Skype sign-in or message. Then I realized, I was like, I tried to play music. It was like,
So it was just dropping the bass. Like that's all it could do.
fattest drops I've ever heard.
All right, I'm seeing that Bruce has jumped on, otherwise known as Nathan. Mate, It was called Bruce in uni. I don't know what to tell you.
Did you go to uni with him?
I did.
Ah.
Wollongong.
Represent.
Well, we do. Like, Hackagong's coming up in a couple of
Oh, you
weeks.
see that funding?
Mate, it's the biggest hackathon in this country. It is
Boy, oh
massive.
boy.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we need to do, I reckon
Big
next
day.
year, well, I think minibus, and take like a few hack teams up to go and win loot
Yeah.
and bring it home.
Can we put pirate flags on the bus?
I'd
feel like it's
I'd be
illegal.
upset if we didn't.
Excellent.
Well, they could be orange,
Yeah.
and it's like a bit
When
different.
I was in Queensland recently, I saw there was a boat in the harbour that actually had like a pirate flag on the back of it. I was like, I don't know if you're allowed to do that, but I guess if you're in national waters, it's okay.
I feel like enough. Like, I know Pirates Today is still a thing, but
Oh,
they're not
yeah.
still using the flag. Are they?
Yeah, like I'm pretty
Hasn't
sure
enough time
there is
passed.
no international law against it because a pirate in international waters is just going to shoot you rather than fly a flag.
So Nathan's just told us. So September 19th, 150 grand worth of prizes between only 150 people.
Yeah, I saw that.
$12 grand each.
Big.
Split it.
Well, the overall winners are getting 50 of that. It's
we
not all
going?
cash
Wow.
money. It's not all cash money. There are
Cash money.
there's other like in-kind services and stuff to help people commercialise, which is a really good call.
It's pretty mad.
September 19-0. September is winning 19-0. No, they've lost 19-20. So September 19 to 20 is when Hackagong is crack-a-lacking. And Hackagong's awesome. And HACT owes, depending on your perspective, a great debt to Hackagong, because going to the first two Hackagongs back-to-back inspired me to put on the first hackathon that I ran in Canberra. And, you know, things just snowballing from there. So this whole thing is Nathan's fault. Is what
Good
that's
luck.
boiling down to. Yeah, thank you. Very good. What has been going on this week? A lot. Well, we told you last week, Glenn's been coding from home, so we haven't seen him either. So
Yeah,
it was a tearful reunion at 3:00 when he came in. He arrived, we cried, because we miss him.
Yes. Miss me.
Well, we do.
Celebrate when I leave again, right?
No. Glenn's been getting on with tech stuff, and he's going to talk a little bit about what we've been up to with the platform a little later on. Yesterday, you guys have,
Meetings everywhere.
there were meetings everywhere, but you guys have met Will, who was the major prize winner at the last HACT, and we've been keeping you guys up to date with his journey with diabetes domination, which his mum Liz incorporated for him after the last HACT. He told me he's raised some funding over the last weekend just gone. He's talking to industrial designers about getting some tooling done to get these things manufactured. It's awesome. Yesterday, we had the launch of Inspiring Australia's ACT outfit, and the Chief Minister was there, and Will got right up on stage after him, and Parliamentary Secretary Karen Andrews, I want to say her name was, and he blew everyone away. Like, he's recorded another video of what he does, and it's really funny. We've gotten permission that after next week we're going to be able to host that video on our webpage, so you guys are going to get a chance to see that very soon.
Awesome.
But it's really funny. If he does, well, he will make it as a founder, but a side career could be a stand-up comic, I reckon, because he's a pretty funny dude. So he spoke well yesterday.
He did. So
Yeah,
good.
you were there. I also had a chance to jump up and say some
Got a
things.
mad photo of Matt doing one of these ones.
I do not like it because it's
Magical.
It-
He looks like he's killing it. He's like, you see this? That's me. That's also Australia's future. Boom!
It just-
throw money at us.
it just
And the crowd just went wild.
did they?
Oh, just they all pulled out their wallets. They didn't even take the money out of the wallets. They just threw their wallets at him. It could have been assault. Maybe we should pivot.
Start being
suing
targets
people.
for wallets or suing people. We could be
Assault,
patent trolls, you know.
Wallet assault.
That's right.
I assume that a career based solely on being thrown, like having wallets thrown at you, would be quite lucrative.
I feel like it'd be painful because people would start filling it full of 50-cent coins and just throwing it as hard as they could.
Not many people carry cash anymore is the problem.
Yeah, but you'd
And-
be
but
surprised
you have
how many
credit
people
cards.
put like
Yeah.
their pin in like a bit of paper behind like, their ID. Like, too many people do that.
Can I have your wallet for a second?
Yeah.
I don't do that. Mine's way more secure. Mine's in my phone.
So why won't you
So
give me
is
the
mine.
wallet then?
Because there's things in it.
Hey, if it's not
Like
there, you got nothing to hide. What's to worry about? All right, we'll have a look at Blair's
student
wallet.
ID.
We'll have a look. It's a funny photo if you haven't seen it. But
Yeah, there's plenty of things to hide in there.
all
Trust
right,
me.
we'll rummage through your wallet later on. But the Inspiring Australia relaunch was yesterday. So the ACT government's committed to funding that for another 4 years, and they put on things including like National Science Week a couple of weeks ago that we got to go hang out at and get people excited on the Rift. Wait, I said a couple of weeks. That was like 5 weeks.
That was, like a while
Yeah,
ago.
Wait,
okay.
what was Science in Action?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't that long ago. It was like, wait, it was before
It
you
probably
know.
wasn't
Yeah.
5.
It was a month ago. It was exactly a
yeah,
month ago.
yeah. That's okay.
Time is really fast.
That was quick, actually.
Can be. Mate, it is September already.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I remember waking up on New Year's Day and being like, oh, one of these years. Okay. And then,
One of these years.
And now it's almost
You've done
there again.
2015 before. You're like, oh, I remember this. So
yeah.
I'm prepared. I'm going to fall into a startup.
Yeah,
And
pretty
my,
much.
My body is ready.
Yeah. I feel like I'm doing better this time. I mean, you'd hope so.
Second time round at
hope
2015.
Yeah.
Didn't your previous ones not work?
No, it's still going.
Oh, okay.
Startups or 2015?
Yeah,
Last
either.
2015 was like a while ago.
Yeah. The
Um,
last time the universe crunched and expanded. we
no,
did this
no, I
before.
feel like actually no, I'm going to stop. Otherwise, I'm going to be slamming religion. We don't need to do that. I was going to say like before, like 2015 BC, but then it was. I don't,
You're not that young, eh? You've been around for. You just gave the game away. You're like Highlander. Scottish name.
yeah.
Yeah. All right. I've got
But
another
I remember
theory.
Duncan.
I've got another theory brewing
That
about
was
this guy.
Irish. That wasn't even Scottish.
No, it's-
Martin. Duncan.
Got to roll the R's a bit more.
I can't remember now. I haven't done it in ages. Blar. No, we can stop. Okay.
Blair's
So-
pivoting into
well,
voice acting.
Irish is pretty easy. Blair Martin Duncan. I feel like Scottish is hard because it's much more, rough. It's like Martin. It's not Duncan. Duncan's Irish. Oh, okay. Yeah. I've done Irish too often. Just talking in Irish accents for the rest of the
All right. I'm going to let you off the hook. After that talk yesterday morning, I rolled on to the Australian Computer Society conference, and I jumped in on the education stream for the day, and it was hearing from teachers and how they're going to be rolling out the new national curriculum, which is around digital technologies and education around code and stuff.
Yeah, it sounds familiar.
Well, it's relevant to what we're doing, but yeah, it was interesting. I mean, all the teachers in the room didn't have much experience with digital tech, so I sensed quite a bit of anxiety from particularly primary school teachers.
Yeah.
So it was interesting because there was a lot of talk about how you teach something like computational thinking, so something like abstraction, or how do you break a problem down, they were talking a lot about activities that they can get students to do
How do you teach
that
people
involves.
to think logically?
Well, yeah, that's really what it came down to. But there were the way,
Basic problem to solve.
but the way we were,
Not an easy problem to solve.
the way it was being discussed though was that you may never even touch a computer until like late high school, like
Or university for some.
yeah,
Like currently, or the way they
no,
would
like
it to?
no, the way it's headed, because the teachers don't know how to do it, so they're just going to keep doing like activities with paddle pop sticks and stuff, or making up flowcharts. Like, I get,
Promote synergy.
look, I get that this is a two-sided challenge because you've got to come up with something that a whole cohort of students can go through together. And we also have 200,000 teachers in this country, and we would need to train up a lot of them to be able to deliver this at the same time.
Yeah.
But still, I thought it's an approach. I mean, this is what I was hearing yesterday is pretty different to what we're talking about with HACT stuff. Like, students are huge consumers of digital stuff. Like, they know what apps and websites look like. We just get them, well, you guys know, you've been there. We want students jumping in and just making things they want to make straight away, actually see where the knowledge leads to up front, get excited about the prospect of making better video games and stuff like that. And then we get into skills, like more skills development, and make it easier for students to have self-directed learning. And Nathan's added, it's about peer-to-peer learning because, students know more than the teachers do already. Sometimes.
Depends in what way. Like, using technology? Yeah, hands down. But as much as I'd hate to admit it, like, teachers still do know things, I guess.
They do. No, they do. It's interesting how the dynamic shifts after you graduate from high school and run into them in like shopping centre or something and just have a chat those are awkward moments. Normally. I was a nice student. I appreciate all my teachers greatly. I showed them the utmost of respect in my formative years.
I
bet. I would put money on it. I was a bit... I don't know how you could... I guess teachers don't really frame the curriculum in terms of we're going to be doing computational thinking development now. It's more like, here's an exercise, let's get into it.
Yeah, the thing I found most annoying is, like, a lot of the time it wasn't, here's the curriculum and this is why you should care about it. It was just, here is the thing that you are learning without any context, without any reason you should need to know it. And so you're like, well, that sounds useless. Why would I need that?
Yeah, and another question for him, I assume it was an IT teacher, was if we're introducing so much digital tech up front, what are we meant to be teaching them if they run out of things to learn by the time they get to our classes? Like, what does the extension start to look like? And I didn't weigh in, but I just wanted to very quickly say I don't see people mastering this stuff like
in a couple of days.
Well, you've got a lifetime for these things. Like, no, it
yes, all of your kids are going to be like industry veterans in the time they finish.
Well, what I wanted to throw out there was, look, for students who really get wrapped up in tech.
Project-based learning.
Well, project-based learning, absolutely, and treat it like we do with sport. I mean, let them do hackathons and inter-school hacks and actually make it competitive and something where people are always refining their skills and actually have a way to demonstrate their learning, not just in the assignments that they hand in, but amongst peers and making projects that they can show to their friends.
Let's spearhead inter-schools hackathons.
That's something
I
would like.
used to do it for snowboarding, but code would be sweet.
That's something I'd like our platform to facilitate. Would be unreal.
So I just recently, apparently quite out of date when I looked at when it started airing, watched Video Game High School.
Okay, cool.
It was really awesome.
And you give it the 2 thumbs up and the recommendation?
Yeah, I would actually recommend it, which I didn't think I would at first. But anyway, it was real cool, but we should do like their thing, but with coding stuff.
So
like
Video Game High School is, so like a sports high is
kind of,
pro gamers, from different schools.
Yeah.
Do either of you ever watch Pure Image?
No. I did. Back when it was like a thing.
Yeah. It's like what Jeremy and Carl would have wanted their schools to look like.
Yeah.
Okay.
Boom! Headshot.
Good dad today. Try to hit me. Just try to hit me. What is it? My heart's beating. My hands are shaking. But I'm still shooting. I'm still getting headshots.
That's what I've heard you out of that before.
Yeah.
I like the World of
FPS
Warcraft
Doug.
romance. Like, they go on quest together and meet up to watch the digital sunset and stuff.
That's nice.
Yeah, Jeremy and what's her face? Tash or something. Yeah. No, it was good. Pure Image was funny as.
Yeah, so look, it was really interesting being with a whole room of teachers yesterday and hearing about digital education from how they're seeing it.
Well, you're still alive, so it must have gone alright.
It was great. Look, I had a great time talking to them and understanding bit more about how education actually works as a profession. But there was a lot of interest from teachers yesterday about putting on a HACT style event for actually training up some primary school teachers in making their first websites and mobile apps. Because at the very least, if a year 5 or 6 student came to them and said, "Hey, I'm interested in this. Like, what should I do?" It'd be like, how good would it be if your teacher just said, I've made these things, like this is the software that people in industry are using to write these things, these are some great websites with content. Like, that's an awesome answer. And
we should start hosting these in other rooms.
I think it's getting a bit noisy over there. I think it adds.
We could just tell people to be quieter.
Tried.
Okay.
I could do it.
Sorry, his turn.
I don't know. It's background noise makes like we could pretend this is like the rest of the HACT team. Like there's an army of people out there working on, not working on this stuff because they're talking.
I could turn this whole thing around and just be our office.
All right. Well, we've ruined everyone's good time now.
Did a thing.
Sorry, guys. Good job, Glenn. So yeah, the ACS conference was yesterday, and I'm really going to look into. Well, I'm setting up meetings now. How do we put on a HACT for teachers, and then those teachers can tell their students about HACT, and that's a pretty effective way for us to be meeting and inspiring other students to get into tech. Because if they won't teach you to do it in early high school in schools, well, we'll just do it ourselves.
You know what we should? You know what we should set as an incentive for like one of the prizes at the next event?
Yeah.
How to lower winter quarterly gas bills.
Hey.
How people can get their gas bills in winter down.
I feel like
Just realised the reflection
kids
in
don't
the window.
probably care about the bills.
we won't think too deeply about that one.
Should have said anything.
I know.
I know. Now they're all going to be full
I know.
high definition.
I'm sure that wasn't a thing. I'm sure we're good.
Anyways,
no, we're good.
Yeah,
Claire was okay.
I got my I got my gas bill for the last quarter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's $1,000.
Bit of heating
Yeah.
for a quarter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude.
Yeah.
So we really need to go HACT so you can afford your
To pay your gas
lifestyle.
bill.
I'm never
Yeah.
even home.
Yeah, except for your 3-hour showers each morning. By the sounds of it.
I don't shower. Let's be honest.
I know.
My hair's like this when I wake up.
Yeah. It's such an oily machine. I don't want to. It's like, you shouldn't, but
I shower literally like every morning. I refuse to leave the house without showering.
it's better than coffee.
No.
What?
No, it's not.
I have both.
If I had to pick one over the other.
Oh, I'd shower. Yeah,
Yeah.
Coffee.
absolutely.
Coffee any day.
That's because that's what you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the size of your coffee mug in the car,
It's
like,
like-
you
yeah,
could
it's
bathe
like-
in it. It's like it's like a hot tub. So
I don't
why not
get it
both?
now.
Why not
You don't
both?
wear cologne, do you? That's just...
Well,
Bit of Joe.
the idea came to him one morning driving into work, and
Yeah, I don't
the
need
coffee
to laugh.
splashed like up the side.
Yeah, he quickly ducked his head under it.
That's it.
Yeah.
It
It's
works well.
yeah.
Cleansing.
Doesn't even like dye
Rejuvenates
his
the
hair.
skin.
He just puts green Gatorade in it. Is that a thing? Can you get green? Probably.
I hope not.
No,
I feel like it would be a
doesn't
really
sound
bad
appealing.
flavor.
Gatorade. No, you can. No, it's the Staminade. Yeah, that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I used to use when I was gaming. You buy like a thing of it in powder. You can make like 10 liters or something. It's mad. It's like a lemon and lime.
Okay.
I just tend to drink water.
I don't.
Yeah.
Put like a splash of lemon juice in it, maybe.
I don't.
And this is, Glenn will bury us all. Like, you'll live the longest, I reckon.
No, he won't. He'll off himself by doing something silly.
When I
No,
was,
that's
like,
that's going to be you on a motorbike. I can
5
picture
to
that
10
first
years
ride.
ago, I
That'll-
would 100% agree
that'll
with
be
you. I
it.
didn't think I would make 21 the way I used to snowboard and just
Yeah.
reckless disregard for my own safety. But these days, probably wouldn't.
I guess
How
it's-
I'm currently doing, I wouldn't do
Do you
anything
have
too
stairs at
crazy.
your new house?
Yes.
Are they like stairs you could off yourself on by accident? Like, could you break your neck falling down these stairs, or is there not enough?
That would involve me wanting to try and leave the house.
This is my point. Yeah, I'm saying so. Most of the time you're in your house, so unless there's something in your house like stairs.
No, but
Yeah.
like my bedroom at the new place and my computer will be on the same floor,
What
so
about the
there'll be
kitchen?
no need on the same floor.
Oh, you're good.
And the
Good.
bathroom and stuff's there too.
I was
no
gonna,
need
say, I was
to
gonna
leave the
ask, but I
house.
realised the bathroom probably was irrelevant anyway.
All
there's no shower needed here.
All right. So another thing we've been doing is, of course, organising more HACT events, and we've been chatting with the Academy of Interactive Entertainment about, a more formal partnership, because we want to use their venue much more often and in a way that
That's mad.
they're happy with and want us to keep coming back. So I sent over what's called a memorandum of understanding. So, in other words, picture. It's not quite a contract, like it's not as serious as that, but we're putting down, look, these are the things I want to do to make this work, this is what you guys would do, let's come together and see if this is fair to everybody. So I sent that out earlier this week, and we're getting together next week. And that, if that goes well, that will open the door to talking to the other AIE campuses with Canberra's sort of introduction, I suppose. Because yesterday, for example, I was chatting to the head of computer science at the University of Adelaide about what we do, and they'd love to see us putting on this style of event down there also. So going to AIE's Adelaide campus, bringing those sort of sandstone unis along for the ride, and then getting the Adelaide startup community like at Majoran Distillery or something out of that co-working space would be a huge start to building a HACT event down in Adelaide.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and if we ran a HACT for teachers down in Adelaide, that's a huge way to get the word out quickly.
And if we partner with all these co-working spaces, then does that mean if we're ever in the area, we can just go there for free? Beyond what we already get from Entry 29?
I guess. I don't know, we could ask them.
Let's write that in.
Yeah, let's...
Particularly Melbourne and Sydney.
I was waiting for the M word. Adelaide's nice. It's so hot in summer.
I've been there once for old job, and it was interesting.
Adelaide?
Yeah.
Radelaide.
Huh?
Radelaide.
I hung out in my hotel room when I wasn't like doing work things, so I didn't exactly do much in the city.
I've hardly really been into it.
Nathan has given the solid thumbs up to the idea of running HACT events for teachers. I'm glad you see the strategic benefit to something like that. The teachers I was speaking with yesterday were talking about, get this in front of groups that do like not certification, but like accreditation for professional development and stuff like that. And if we can get HACT approved for that, well, teachers can. This is something very different to the events they usually go to for professional development. So that'd be a huge coup for us. So we'll pursue that absolutely. Yeah, definitely. So Adelaide's lovely. Being from the coast, those 45-degree dry heat days is just something I'm not used to, and
I thought about to say you were used to. I was like,
I'm
when
not.
did you
No,
get
I'm
dry
not.
heat
No,
at
I'm
the
not.
coast?
No, but I was at Glenelg National Park riding through that on my motorbike, and that was very
unfortunate.
Yeah, it was awesome. That was great.
I like the sticky summer days. They're way better. Are you swimming?
It can go too far.
Nah, I would take a dry heat over
Really?
like
As would
humid.
I'd like Adelaide weather versus like Cairns weather or something. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so humid you feel like you could
Yeah,
swim
but
through the
that's
air.
like as humid as it gets. Like, I don't know. Sydney humid is, I hate it just because there's like so many chemicals in the air. It's just sticky.
Yuck.
Yeah. But Noosa humid's okay because you're surrounded by water. Speaking of which, Matt has a mad pool at his place. Like, it is rad and it's warming up.
I do.
I will neglect to mention that my new house has a pool.
Right.
Is it any good? Is it a 5-minute walk from
It's a
our
pool.
office?
It's a pool.
No.
Is there a place where I could sleep right next to it? Yeah, probably actually.
No.
It's your bed.
So
we can hug.
more HACT events are on the way, but something where, like, look, we're always thinking about new stream ideas, other forms of tech that we can incorporate into this stuff, and that's something I would like to get some feedback from the guys watching today. Renewable stream. I'm thinking in a weekend, because I want something that can marry a bit of 3D art and 3D print together with some engineering and electrical would be unreal.
Because there's so many cool things you do. Because it's not, like, when we say renewable, it's not just wind or just solar or just this or that. Like, in theory, because we'll probably have the person that's running the 3D printing stuff there.
Yep.
And as long as we can find a way to keep it clean and whatnot, we can do some cool techie stuff, like robotic stuff. We could do, like, solar-powered quadcopters and stuff like that.
That'd be cool.
It would. Be mad.
Can you make a perpetual energy motion? Perpetual motion.
Yeah, I'll
device
happily
and
give.
hook it up to energy.
That's a pivot coming on.
Yeah, if we could put like a $500 prize out for someone who's perpetual motion.
Yeah.
I
I
would pay $500.
Yeah,
for it.
we might take the IP for
It
it.
has
That's
IP
right.
clause attached to it, so we will own it once you've invented it.
If
But
there's-
you
if
get a
there's-
sweet $500
If
and
there's
a really
anyone that
nice
doesn't-
certificate.
If there's anyone that doesn't know what we're talking about, perpetual motion is what it sounds like. It's like, motion that is non-stop.
It
doesn't
generates
it doesn't
more
use-
energy
oh,
than
hey.
it uses.
Hey, Erica. But look, on this stream, we obey the laws of thermodynamics.
I haven't,
So it's
it's
okay.
probably still printing.
So, yeah, we're thinking about a renewable stream. Some sort of, I don't know, like we could have like a fan plugged into an outlet, generating a set amount of wind, and then whoever can, capture the most energy from their own wind turbine of their own design over the weekend gets a pretty sweet prize. Something like that. Because then, people are modelling different turbines and blades and things like that, and that's a good use for the 3D printers. Oh, cool. Well, it sounds like Hackathon is also starting to think about the renewables stream as well.
It's a pretty important thing, despite what certain leaders of our country think.
It's literally, and the guy I've got a guy I was talking to about renewables, and one of the lines I said was, I'm like, renewable energy is the future, literally, like the only one. It's either that or nothing. So,
yeah.
I mean, nuclear maybe. I mean, it's not renewable.
It's not renewable,
it's kind of
but
halfway
it
between.
lasts a long
yeah,
time.
and it's a lot cleaner. Despite
When
what a lot
it's
of people
done
think.
well.
Yeah, despite what a lot of people think, nuclear energy is actually very, very clean and super efficient.
Chris is saying a mechatronics stream would be super cool as well.
Cool.
Biohacking, drones, and decentralized organizations that I know Nathan's quite keen on.
I'm down with that.
I'm going to get to an Ethereum meetup with you one of these days so I can better understand what it is.
I don't know what it is, but he posts about it a lot, so it must be interesting.
It sounds. They got a cool logo. Like it looks like
cool
that.
name.
It looks like the Sims. That green gem thing that hangs over people's heads.
Yeah.
Logo pretty much looks like that.
Is it green?
Blue. No, it's like a purpley blue. Anyway,
Like an ethereal crystal?
is that a real thing?
Depends if you've ever been to the ether or not.
Eric is pulling
No.
faces at me off stream.
So, we're looking at renewables. Another thing that, I met with Engineers Australia earlier in the week, and renewables was something they were also hugely interested in, and I would love to get more bodies in engineering and the sciences involved with HACT events. Look, I like software and game dev and stuff is definitely my pet interest, but if HACT's about engaging students with STEM, not just code, well, if there's a way that makes that work without us trying to please, do all things for everybody, then, why not? This is the time to be learning.
I was reading an article last night about European something, like some country in Europe, I think it was Scandinavia, that have found what they're calling a giant virus, I think. That was
They're thawing it, right?
Yeah, it's 30,000 years old, and they want to, in a controlled environment, try and bring this thing back to life because it's essentially cryogenically frozen. So
Nothing could go wrong with
that.
that.
It's the beginning
I've
of
read
every
this movie plot before.
beginning of every horror movie ever. And they're like, yeah, no, it should be good. We'll do it in a controlled environment. Blah blah blah. The point that was really interesting is it could turn out to be a pathogen, right? Like it could be like something very dangerous. In which case, we'd kill it obviously and remove it. The issue is these are in ice caps that are melting anyway.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
So you see the issue. So there are these, and the thing is,
but at least being a giant virus, I could see it coming.
Relatively speaking, they're about 1,000 microbes as opposed to
Yeah, I could see that. I could see that.
Maybe it's a giant virus in that it only affects giants, and thus it would only be a trouble for you and not us.
Yeah, well...
The spicy ginger virus.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, so that's terrifying, because if any one of those turns out to be pathogenic, and when these ice caps inevitably melt at this rate, that would be very unfortunate.
Yeah,
the thing is, what'll happen is they'll be drilling for oil there.
Yeah.
And all it'll take is one or two people to get exposed to it, and that's it. Outbreak. Because these are 30,000 years old, there's no way humans are immune to them.
Why not?
Humans
Humans have been around for a long time.
So we haven't had to deal with it. It's like if you go get an old one, from 1,000 years ago, or one that a group of people haven't been exposed to, they won't be totally resistant to it.
Hmm.
That's why when the English came to Australia, oh sorry, no, it was the French. It was when the French came to Australia, and they gave this, I think it was smallpox, something to, or no, it was like chicken pox, what the equivalent of to the indigenous Australians, and it like wiped out half the population. Yeah, yeah, because they hadn't experienced it before.
I feel like I don't know enough to say you're wrong, but I feel like you're wrong.
No, as much as I hate to admit it, I will probably have to agree with Blair.
No, I
on that
meant
one.
the French. That it was specifically the French.
Oh, it was
not
Right, if
chicken
we're going
pox.
that specific.
Okay, yeah. You know, like something,
Yeah.
something to that effect.
Okay.
So stream chat thing wise, Chris was saying, how about a programming stream? Not specifically games, but just in general. I like the idea of it. I just don't know how it would look.
Well,
'Cause general without something cool to do with it is kind of boring.
well, my strong feeling is the reason why the events have gone well is that it's students making the projects they want to make and using real industry tools. Now, so long as there's a project attached to it that a student wants to make, well, if that involves some general programming, then fair enough.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, if we got into like an Internet of Things module or something like that, or the other way it could happen is if we start to do like something involving like Arduino or something, I could see those paths taking us to that.
Yeah, I think that would work out real cool.
Yep.
Or we could program drones to fly
Yep.
in hive
Something,
formation.
That would also
something,
be
something I
cool.
really want to do. I was reading this article. I think it was on Gizmodo or something, which is like a tech site. Someone made a quadcopter using CPU fans, like computer fans.
Yeah.
What the rotors. Obviously, it's a little more complicated than that. I mean, essentially, he had like a balsa wood frame
It
with
was
these.
also very loud.
I didn't watch the video, or with,
No.
not with audio at least. I can imagine it would have been. Yeah,
They've
those things
just been
aren't
having
quiet.
audio issues.
Oh, actually, no, maybe it was...
Mega gain.
There was one I saw where a dude built
Oh, the 70 whatever
the
it was.
thing that he was sitting in
Yeah.
and quadcoptering. That was very loud.
I don't think it's a quadcopter at that point. I feel
No,
like
it
it
was-
was 470
It was
something. I think there's a shape for it.
Many.
Insanely many-sided shape. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, that looked mad. I didn't watch the video, but that happened.
It was cool. What was the other thing?
Cool. So Nathan's also suggested innovative uses of live stream. So this afternoon he was hanging out with Jacob and Doug. So Jacob was a mentor at the very first HACT. Doug had not been, but no, he wasn't. I know who Doug is though. Nathan's been talking about this idea of Hackagon plays human for a while. The idea being you have a webcam basically using like a selfie stick or something attached to your back, but giving you like a third person view over somebody, and then you know everyone like issuing commands to that person, and it's like a third person game of someone
It's gonna
running
be
around.
awesome.
I reckon that's a fun activity for a hack. Actually, that's
Someone
pretty
is going to die.
fun.
It would be Nathan, I believe.
Nathan would. I can't see any other way than Nathan
On
being
Twitch.
the first to have the stick on.
That Twitch.
Twitch plays Twitch
RL.
plays human.
Yeah, Twitch
Yeah.
plays
But I guess
That
the
could
real
work.
question is, how are the commands feeding through from the Twitch people to you, and how are they showing up? I assume in the Oculus. How much of
Oh.
the screen is it taking up, and basically, how can I use my security knowledge to really make your time not that?
Well, I
It
assume
wouldn't be
some sort
very
of neural
hard if they-
hijacking is involved here, right?
If they're using a Rift, it's like even if people were trying to be decent human beings, they would still mess it up. Like you don't need to mess with them at that point. If they're wearing like, yeah, props to anyone that actually does that.
It's happening. It
Yeah,
will happen at
it's
Hackathon.
90% done,
Yeah.
apparently.
My favorite
Yep,
thing is
I believe it.
the top-down soccer. That was amazing.
So
We have a real audience now.
yeah, we do. This is weird.
Hi.
Keep talking.
I made a joke. Laugh, damn it. There you go.
We have a-
Track.
Alrighty. Yep. So it's going to have a 10 character text limit. So the bot will pull down a random command like steal car and display every 5 seconds, just using Twitch chat. That's going to be fun to watch. Actually, that's going to blow up.
Do you like our lights?
Yeah.
They they went well. They're not on today. My lamp is adding the mood lighting in the background.
It's mad.
Did I hear somebody wanted me to do a programming thread on Arduino and Raspberry Pi?
Yes, you did, and 2, that sounds like you just committed to it.
So by my count, Eric is running like 5 streams at the next HACT.
Well, I'm currently running like 5 things for her. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's right. I'm gonna paint all the things for you. You're gonna enjoy it.
And Chris is asking, how come the Facebook group isn't used anymore? Well, I guess the first reason is it was sort of only the people from that first HACT event that were getting let into it. So it felt a bit hard to try and communicate to that group and the other groups and the people that aren't on Facebook. So that's why I stopped using it.
Yeah, it was essentially we did it for that first event, and then when we realised it was supposed to be an exclusive thing, when we didn't bring more people into it from the events in the future, the user base got very, very small. I mean, those of you that were using it, we kind of talked to anyway, here on the Minecraft server, face to face. Actually, I ran into someone on the way here, from one of our events.
Did you apologise?
I forgot his name. Oh, no, I didn't. Kyle.
I'm seeing groans from the audience. It's not appreciated.
Do you remember Kyle?
From an event.
Yeah.
Kyle Smith.
Yeah.
My nephew.
Oh. Yeah. Do you remember him?
I do remember.
Yeah.
This is great. I like this.
I ran into him when I was in Woden.
Cool.
No,
Kyle's great. Actually, I ran into his dad this morning. So.
Was he also in Woden?
No.
Okay.
It was like in Civic. So no.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. Thank you.
Tell it again.
The audience is way too chatty now.
Brawl
You guys can come join us on this side if you want. Like,
come to the
we
dark
riff
side.
like that. This is totally. You wouldn't believe it. Hard to believe, but this is totally
come to the dark
unscripted.
I don't know, there's sort of a story there.
That was a terrible show. Check it out.
What's that?
Wonder Woman.
Okay, cool.
3D printed.
Looks defensive.
It looks ridiculous.
That looks defensive.
It also hurts when I do that.
So, we told you last week that Glenn was headed home.
Don't you touch that
and
camera.
That can only mean one thing. He has been coding.
Slacking off.
Don't you touch it. You put
he's
my
been
camera
on
out of
Slack.
focus. I'm not going to be happy.
He's
What is wrong
been
with you?
on Slack. But no, Glenn's been coding away because we're back into platform development stuff.
Yay!
Yes, I also feel that way. That's exciting.
You sounded
I'm tired.
such excitement in your voice.
Yeah, Matt's sitting there going, yeah, I actually do all of the event management stuff.
Yeah, I'm also happy about that. No, I am. I'm having fun. No, I'm an introverted person. I spend all day at like a meeting or the conference thingy, and batteries very low.
Yeah.
Very flat.
People.
So tell us about what you've been up to on the platform stuff. in the last
Well,
week.
I sleep until about 5 o'clock. Then I get up, make some coffee, read for a little bit, and go back to bed. Oh wait, no, I've been working.
Well, we might as well make this
working
your
hard.
performance review.
You heard nothing.
No.
So we had a bunch of stuff that we hacked together way back months ago for the front end. So I pulled that back out and dusted it off, and it still sort of worked, which was really surprising.
Called it a job done. Look what I already have. There you go, guys.
HACT is meant to be hacked together, right?
But no, there's back end
we're
stuff
done.
now too. So I pulled down Bootzuka, which is like a word that means stuff. Oh, how do you describe
Bootstrap and bazooka?
Bootstrap, thank you. It's like a bootstrapping project, so you don't have to rewrite everything every time. So
Yay!
yay!
Is that what it stands for? You're never using it again.
There's dissent amongst the audience. They're not getting along.
So yeah, that gave me what I hoped would be a good back-end starting place, and it's okay, I guess. Except it does a lot of things in really terrible ways, like using cookie-based session management for an Angular project, which...
Why is that no good? What's Angular?
Yes, please explain HTML5 and Angular to me. And CSS.
Sure. They are the things that you will learn about if you come to the web stream at the next.
Yeah, but web's boring.
Nice. That was very nice.
So Angular.
Such enthusiasm. Much
Angular
love.
is a front-end JavaScript framework.
How does it differ from like Ember or something like that?
It is the other top-end front-end framework.
Okay. Cool.
They're pretty similar in concept. I think the way they do certain bits is different.
Okay. Oh snap! Duck Tours just arrived.
Oh, you're late.
So it's nice to see you, Tom. every week with this guy. It's good hacked, bad hacked. Terrible hacked. Yeah, terrible hack outweighs the good. Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so back end doing stuff with Scala, which is cool.
So I saw logging in and logging out happening this afternoon.
Yeah, the annoying part with where the project is at the moment is, like, I've been spending a lot of time working on bits in the back end and cleaning it up and making it work real well, and all I can actually show you of that is that I can click log in and click log out.
But the animation was so sweet.
You're a coder, you know how it works.
Who would give you a tiara? Yeah.
Nice catch. Oh, you ruined it.
I did. I better not move this chair.
Is that icon thing that we're supposed to be talking about? Is that icon?
Yeah, man. So we told you guys, geez, it was like a month ago we were applying for the Innovation Connect grant.
It's a little bit longer than that.
Yeah, it probably was. Actually, it definitely was. Anyway, last month, the press releases came out saying we'd been successful in our application. So we've been offered a deed of grant from the ACT government for $35,000. Now, we can't use any of that money personally as salaries, but we can.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. but we you guys are on cue and on the ball. It's awesome. They can't use it for salaries, but can use it for contracting third parties for doing stuff for the website. No, not you. No.
Him maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
How's sign-on site going? Do you want a new job?
Come and see the sexism inherent in the system.
If you can code front end, like we will bring you on board. No.
She's
Do
like,
you know
no.
Angular? That would be sweet.
But Erica could make us a robot that can do that stuff.
I feel like to instill that knowledge into the robot,
I
you
just
would
love-
have to have that knowledge.
Isn't that what programming
yeah.
library's for?
I know. How about we will pay you $500 to create a generalized AI?
Yeah. Sound good? It's pretty easy, right?
This is going
Yeah.
on our bounty board next to our perpetual motion generator.
Well, presumably
which
the
we're
AI.
also paying
Well, the
$500
AI can go make us the perpetual motion device. Like,
And then
Okay,
the
that's
perpetual
fair.
motion device
Yeah.
can power
So
the AI.
if your AI can create the perpetual motion device, we will actually give you that prize as well,
Yep.
while taking the rights.
Well,
still.
we need to hustle. We got 5 minutes.
no, we started 5 minutes late. We got 10 minutes, my friend.
I don't.
You do. You do. You'll stay. It's okay.
So I guess
anyway.
I can talk about the next part.
Well, I was going to say, platform stuff is happening. I just explained we can't use Icon money for ourselves, and we can't make Glenn a contract to Bruce. But nice try. It means we spend money on stuff that the three of us don't do. And what's that going to mean?
Art, because Blair can't art.
Is this the same reason why we're putting?
The barbs.
This is the same reason. So yeah, we're putting $5,000 into art because there's a gap that can't be filled there by me. We are also putting $15,000 into programming.
Yeah.
Why is that, Glenn?
I don't know, Glenn
Because
must
you
be
can't
pretty
program?
terrible.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm really lazy, I think.
This is why I sit in the middle. I got to separate.
Maybe it's
These two.
maybe it's not a tiara. Maybe it's a fist weapon. Taking this all away from me. No. So we're getting someone on board to do 2D art and concept art for us, who is amazing. She's a really well established concept artist. She's worked on things like Harry Potter. Oh wait, yeah. Some of you that came to the
So high school holiday hacked event.
yeah, the second major HACT event might have seen her. She did one of the live streams for us. That was the 2D art one. They're kind of talking about the film industry. So she's worked on things like Harry Potter,
That is a great bit.
Was
Shin guard.
They're not making it easy for me.
Hey.
Yeah, so Harry Potter, she's the sole concept artist for The Great Gatsby, which is awesome. As well as a whole bunch of stuff like The Pacific, which was a...
Oh, cool. That's a good HBO series.
Oh, you've seen it? I haven't,
I have.
but okay,
I have.
there you go. Yeah, she was lead concept for that.
Cool.
Narnia, I think. Yeah, so a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Unreal. So, what's the process going to be? Because Chris, who's watching today, won the big prize of getting the first ever Avatar. So, how does this art get to Avatar?
Okay, so
what's the process?
Yeah, so essentially, it may end up being the same person, it may not, but we're getting someone to do concept art for our avatars and like what the style guide should look like and the workflow to actually produce the consistent art. So one of the things that we need to get done is concept art for characters based on the style guides that get developed while everything else is being done. And essentially, that concept art, once we're like, yep, we want the avatars to look like that, they look sweet, then we give them to a character artist who will make them up in 3D, make them look pretty. And
I can do that.
The first one, yeah, not fast enough. Yeah, we'll get a character artist to sculpt up, or maybe I imagine sculpt up some really nice avatars, which will go into our avatar system, which is in development / being bootstrapped. Yeah, and then did we say Chris? Is the first one going to Chris?
Chris is getting the first Avatar even before us.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
But Matt shotgun the second one.
Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, good thing I'm the contract manager. I mean, yes, Chris.
No, you
first.
have to.
Yeah,
Like,
the
that's-
prize.
Chris,
that's
yeah,
a
Chris is
mistake.
getting the first one.
That is definitely happening.
Well, Chris will get the first professional one. I may try and do my own one. You trust me, you don't want me doing yours.
No.
So, yeah, and then that will kind of lead into the overall development of the platform itself.
I know.
I feel like we need dart guns on the show.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, maybe.
Nerf guns?
We got this thing.
Long strikes?
Throw it hard enough.
I saw a Nerf bullet on the ground Nerf dart on the ground on the walk into work this morning.
Really?
Yeah, which made me very nervous.
I missed.
Yeah. Well,
I
it
just
was.
put no, I'll stop. Used to make them painful. Thumbtacks.
No.
No.
Stop giving people bad ideas on stream.
All right. So, Ductor would like you to do his avatar.
No, you don't. You don't want that. I mean, I can if you really want me to.
He's asked for it.
Yeah, he did.
He wants it
It's
to
his
be a
own
funny
fault.
one.
It's his own fault, really. Like he's met you.
Maybe.
Like he's met you and he's still asking.
Maybe.
Maybe. All right. That's a strong.
That's
a strong
more than I
maybe.
normally commit to anything.
That's a strong maybe.
It's normally no, I don't want to. But you've gotten a maybe. We'll see how it goes.
That's pretty cool. All right. So lucky last. What? Why'd you take this? What is it?
I haven't done anything. I've just found
Why
this
did you
on the
break
desk.
it?
Why did you
You
break
broke
You
it.
broke the tiara.
Oh, tiara. I guess
This is the what? Anyway,
Hazel.
That's all right.
that's all right. All good. You want to come join our live studio audience?
We're sorry. I don't know what we're apologizing for.
Last week. There's been no verbal swearing on the show this week, so we're doing well.
It's been real close. A couple times.
You probably should have
I'll explain it afterwards. Lucky last is we're gonna throw on a meetup next Sunday for everybody.
Everybody.
So, all right. There's a delay on the stream and on the clap, so it's going to be like 3 minutes later for everybody. But no, not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Those of you who aren't going to Hackathon, come to this space on Moore Street.
Nothing on
We're going to email everybody the details. But what we're going to be doing is,
Pizza.
we're going to have a pizza lunch. We're going to watch some Wreck-It Ralph on the really sick projector and sound system, and have like a Super Smash Bros. Competition, and having a general chat to everybody about how's it been going with learning, like keeping up with developing with tech since HACT events, and what sort of stuff can HACT be doing to be more helpful in helping you guys continue to get better at this stuff? Anyway, the emphasis is going to be on the fun with all that stuff. So it's going to be a free event. Tom's in. He wants pizza. Fair enough. Anyway, you and you guys watching and your parents are all going to get emails about that. If not tonight, then very early tomorrow morning. So save the date and time. So it's going to be 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday week.
What's the date?
I don't know. No, I really don't. 19th, 20th, 20th. Got it. 20th of September. It's a very unsure clap. I wouldn't be sure either. Anyway, you'll get some details about that soon. Hope to see you for some pizza and Smash Brothers. Who do you like to play as?
Samus
Obviously.
Which one's Samus? The
Metroid character.
one.
Yeah.
No, I don't know her name. Sheik?
Oh,
Is that the ninja version of the princess?
The Zelda, yeah.
Yeah.
The Desert Zelda.
Yeah.
I like Kirby.
You would.
He's funny, you know.
He's
misunderstood, man. Like,
he's a cannibal, is what he is.
yeah, he's a
straight
bit
up
horrifying. Like,
Is he
he's
a
got no
cannibal,
bone
though?
structure.
Yeah, he
He's
eats
quite
other
spongy
Oh, okay.
and stuff.
Well,
But no,
that's
he
fun.
steals everyone's powers. He's
Also,
versatile.
actually, no, Yoshi in the new one is the biggest troll character ever. You can just turn into an egg and just roll around and knock people about. It's such a pain.
Tom still needs to defeat Blair. I think that's a reference to the last HACT event.
That's most people's dream in life, is to beat me in a computer game.
He didn't specify computer game.
I've done it. Wasn't
Beat the
that?
hell out of me.
I've done it. Wasn't that difficult?
I'm impressed. Well done. Yeah,
You were
Matt
impressed.
carries me in Smite.
No, I'm pretty rubbish at Smite. I'm alright at CS.
He's alright.
Yeah, I'm alright at CS. Anyway, the time is now 6:05. HACT has been filmed before a live studio audience, and it was terrible.
I have another.
But thank you. Oh god, they're outnumbering us. There's more of them.
Wait, before we close off, I'm assuming that's what this horrible sign language was. But if you guys wanted 3D, if you guys wanted objects if you wanted to buy stuff that had been 3D printed, what would you want to buy? Like video game characters, props, superstars, mushrooms from Mario, cog tags from Gears of War.
What would you like to learn to print?
Sorry, okay, what would you like to learn to print?
Is that a question to us?
No. Oh,
These
yes,
guys.
Sure, why not?
I would
Also
like
no.
to learn to print in metal life-size objects like buildings. Can you do that one, Erica?
Yeah, actually, just be like this big. You said
Big
life
for it.
size. You didn't say to scale.
It's
No.
life size for ants.
Needs to be at least 3 times bigger than that.
I would like a 3D print of my avatar because I want my avatar done. That's what I want. That would
You're
be cool.
so lame.
I know.
That
What
is
do you
vain.
want? What do you want,
Yeah,
Blair?
Something really, really cool, like maybe a My Little Pony, or
Which
I don't
pony,
know.
Blair?
Oh, Rainbow Dash. Yeah, I was trying really hard to think.
Boo.
Trying really hard to think
I
of a
agree.
name.
No.
Boo.
Yay!
No, get out. Rick and Morty, like one of the characters from Rick and Morty could be cool. Maybe the Cthulhu dude or something, or Rick. Rick would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
No,
But without infringing on any copyrights.
I don't know,
owned by
blatant infringement.
Adult Swim. Blatantly.
Oh yeah,
We'll send them a Polaroid of you holding up the design.
with a price tag hanging off it.
Okay. Good. Well, if we've only infringed on copyright or made references to those sorts of activities 3 times in a show, then it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, I feel like it.
So this was a
I
pretty
don't
good
think
show.
we're getting sued for this one.
Not today. Not yet. Very cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you as ever for coming and joining us on Hack Live with Savo. We've been having a really solid couple of weeks and we're all feeling pretty good. And we hope, a bit tired, but we hope you guys are rocking along as well. I'll be on the judging panel for Young ICT Explorers this weekend, and it's open to the public as well. So if you want to come and see what students have been up to in building for their ICT projects over the last couple of months, head to the ANU Melville Hall at 8:30 a.m. this Saturday, and you're going to see some awesome projects by a whole bunch of students throughout the territory, including a bunch of HACT attendees as well. So that should be fun. Otherwise, we'll see you at the meetup Sunday week, but we'll talk to you on HACT
Well,
Live.
everyone, I'm going to try and play Minecraft again at some point.
Sounds good. See you.